Hi there, it's Clive Illenden here, and last year I did a review of the PowerA Enhanced controller for the Xbox One, a great budget option for an officially licensed Xbox controller. Today we are taking a look at the PowerA Spectra Enhanced controller for Xbox One with LED edge-lit design, trigger locks and 2 mappable buttons. So, is it any good? Let's get to it. Hi, it's Clive Illenden here with another PowerA Xbox controller review. This time the fancy named PowerA Spectra Enhanced controller. If you're new to the channel and you like down-to-earth reviews of everyday tech tested in real-life scenarios, then hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Do yourself a favor, toggle that notification button so you know when I go live with YouTube videos. Go on, do it. You know you want to, and I will much appreciate it. Anyway, as I said, today we are looking at this. This is the Spectra Enhanced Wire Controller. Spectra Enhanced. Now, let's be very clear about what I just said there. Wired. Wired. Just in case there's any doubt. Sometimes people watch the videos and I say they're wired and then they write in the comments, is it wireless? No, it's a wired controller for the Xbox One and Windows 10. It might work on PlayStation 4. I don't know. I haven't tested it. I don't have a PlayStation 4. Now, this is a little bit more expensive than the budget PowerA Enhanced controller I reviewed, and that review's had more than 100,000 views. So that's pretty cool. But this is at about £29, about £29 in the UK, although I know it's on the US site, it's $39, which is quite expensive. But I still think it falls within the budget range of Xbox controllers, Xbox wired controllers that is. I think the official Microsoft one in this country is about 35 quid. So this is cheaper than the official Microsoft wired controller. But this PowerA Spectra Enhanced controller is a little different, and I will tell you why. It is because it has this LED edge design to it. So there are 7 colour LED edge lighting designs you can choose, so it lights up all the buttons and stuff like that. It's got the 2 mappable buttons, which is similar to the PowerA Enhanced controller I reviewed, but this also has a 3-way trigger locks, so you can set the sensitivity of the controller triggers. But the big question, of course, is does it work? Is it any good? Etc, etc. So why don't we just get on with the unboxing and then I'll do a full review of it.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
So I forgot to mention that it also comes obviously with instructions in that unboxing. Fairly straightforward, gives you all the controls. As you say, here's the main controller there. It's got a black matte look here, which I suppose is so that it enhances the LED edge design is all lit up. But it feels very smooth. Although it's a matte look, it feels very smooth. In fact, it's smoother on top than it does on the back. It feels, you can feel the rumble packs in it, kind of heavier. It's much heavier than the PowerA Enhanced, which felt really light. Actually, it feels heavier. Oh, I haven't got a battery pack in that, that's why. It feels slightly heavier, about the same weight as a standard Xbox controller. This is a wireless Xbox controller, so obviously it's got a battery pack, but they've got a sort of a similar weight. As I say, the PowerA Enhanced I reviewed previously was really light because obviously it doesn't have any battery power, but this obviously must have some sort of extra weight. Maybe it's the rumble packs. I think that's where the weight is. I feel the weight distribution is in the bottom of the handles here. But as I say, the same feel and texture, or the same feel and ergonomic design as your standard Xbox controller. The triggers feel very good. The bumpers feel very clicky and much more shorter distance on the bumpers than on, say, your main Xbox controller, which has a clicky sound. These don't. I think these go down a bit much further. This feels like it's less distance to travel on these ones. Because this is a wired controller, this is a nice long lead. I'll give you the dimensions. I'll measure it out for you, and I'll put the dimensions in the video down on the left or my right, somewhere there. And obviously it's got a release cable here. I guess if you suddenly pull too violently, so you don't damage the wire, it connects here. I think that's what that's for here. It's got a little connection here. And I noticed on the other PowerA as well, you have to push the connector in quite far. It keeps it in place within a sort of contained section in here. But also there seems to be a lock bit on it. You have to sort of, if you want to take out the controller, you have to squeeze the two bits on the side, which kind of lock it in place, which is quite good. You don't want to be taking it in and out all the time, but at least it gives you the security that it's not going to sort of work its way out in the middle of some kind of epic first-person battle that you're undertaking in a battle royale or something like that. Line it up and it just sort of slots in. As I say, some people on the other PowerA Enhanced controller in my comments said, so many people said, oh, it doesn't work, what do you do, it doesn't work. And I just said to them, have you plugged it all the way in? You've got to make sure it goes all the way in. And then immediately people went, oh yeah. So it does go in a bit further on the PowerA Enhanced controller that I reviewed. You'd have to push it in quite far because that keeps it in place. This, as I say, it's got these extra two little buttons on the side that you need to depress if you want to take it out. So I've just plugged that in, and I'm going to plug it straight into my Xbox controller. I've got an extended USB connection here, so that's why I'm putting it over here. And I've just switched on my Xbox, as you can see there. It's just coming on. The little lights lit up there. Okay, so there's a button on the back here called LEDs, which I'm meant to press. And there, straight away, you see, I hope you can see that, it lights up. And you just can go through the different colours. So there's 7 colours available, and you just pick the colour that you want. You can have it off. Is that sort of orange or yellow? Colourblind. But there we are, you see. That's what it looks with the LEDs, and that's very straightforward to say. There's these a button on the back that says LED, and you just press that, and then the other button there is program. So obviously you can set up the programs for the programmable mappable buttons, and presumably the trigger locks as well, which we will go through as we go through the manual. So it's got a nice real feel to it. I like the slight stiffness of the thumbsticks as well. And so let's just demonstrate how easy it is to reprogram a button. If I go over here to him, so normally, for instance, on Apex, I've set my B button to punch. So go up to him and punch him. There we go. Ouch. But what if I want to, I can remap the B button here to this advanced gaming button here. And the way you do that here is you see the program button here at the top. You press that until the LED starts flashing. Then press the program, the key you want to, button you want to change. and then assign it. Now, LED stopped flashing there, so I should be able to walk up to him, and I punch him with B, killed him that time, and now I walk up to him and say, instead of B, I can use this finger here. So if I turn this over, you'll see what I'm talking about, and press the advanced gaming button here, and then that should work. There we are, so wrong one. Press the advanced. Well, I programmed it to the wrong one there, but there we are, you get the idea. But say, for instance, I had made a mistake and programmed it to the wrong one, like I had just had there. That's okay. To change it, or to have it so that you don't have these mapping to any buttons, which you might want, because sometimes I find if the way you hold it here, these fingers can sometimes hit those buttons when you don't want it. So you might want it in such a case. So, you know, say I don't want to punch all the time there. So you might want it in such a way that they don't have any effect, and that's how it comes when it comes out the box. So again, what you need to do to reset it so that the advanced gaming buttons on the back have no effect, then press the program button at the back there. So I'll press it from behind here until and then press both of these buttons at the same time. Now they shouldn't have any effect. See? No effect. So if I want to say, just to show you, let's program it correctly. B is the punch, and I want B to be on this one. So again, press the program button at the back till the LED starts flashing. Press B, because that's the one I want to reprogram, and then where I want to remap it to, which is that one there. Now in theory I should walk up to him. Whoops. And again, yeah, it's working. So again, I'm using this button here to punch him. And there you go. So of course you can set it up depending on how you want it in your game. If there's sort of buttons you want to get to quickly, for instance, you can set it any button. You can program any of these buttons to this advanced gaming button, or any of these buttons to the other advanced gaming button. So, you know, depending how you kind of want it, whether, I don't know, you're playing Fortnite, you want a fast build or something, or a fast select. For instance, in PUBG, I always, when I want to set the gun to fully automatic or burst or single shot, it's on the D-pad here. And so often what I find is I have to take my right hand off, because I'm usually running or moving at the same time, to press the D-pad. But would it be really cool if I could just use the advanced gaming button under here or under here to do it, and then I don't have to take my hand off the right thumbstick or anything like that. So depending on what game you're playing, you can program the buttons to suit your need. And again, with the triggers, the trigger settings, so here we have another look at the back. You've got these trigger settings. There are 3 trigger settings at the back. So for instance, if you are in a first person shooting scenario, you can set it to trigger 1, which is, and you can set the triggers to the individual settings. So you can have this one on 3 and this one on 1, or vice versa. Let's set this one to 1, and it should give me a kind of almost instant response. Is that the one? No. See, I keep doing the wrong ones because I turn it over. Yeah. So I've got the right trigger button on 1, and you get much faster shooting pattern, because the distance the trigger has to travel is a lot less. Let's just load up this gun and we'll give you an idea. Okay, so let's just shoot him over there. You're getting a much quicker instant response. And yet if I want to change it to say a 3, again, let's just load it up. You're not going to be able to kind of really notice, but there is a slight gap between each firing, because there is a slightly longer delay for the trigger, you've got to pull the trigger all the way down to the bottom. You won't be able to really notice. It's hard for me to demonstrate, but trust me, there is a definite difference. So if you're in a first-person shooter, you want to set the trigger level to 1 for that kind of quick repeat shooting, especially with a pistol like this or a single shot. Less so with the auto. But there you go, really easy, really versatile, to make this, to customize this to suit your needs or even to suit the game. And even when you switched it off, it remembers how you had it last set. So you don't have to worry about setting it all up again, or you can set it on the fly as you go for a new game, or even in the middle of a game. It's so easy because it's just about pressing the buttons and then reprogramming accordingly on the fly. There's no having to download software or anything like that, and that's what makes that really cool. So there we are, really just a quick demonstration of how easy it is. And to say, the feel of it and everything is really nice, and it feels like a solid, well-made controller. I'm really liking the feel of it and the way that it moves and plays. So there we go, the PowerA enhanced Spectra controller. Overall, it's got a nice, real soft touch to it. It feels very comfortable. As it says, it feels more robust than the standard PowerA enhanced controller that they do. Feels the build quality just feels a lot better. Similar weight to your standard Xbox controller. And I think the addition of the LED lights is a nice touch in this world where, if you're like me, you've got, you know, I've got an LED mouse, LED keyboard and stuff, so that's really nice. And on the LEDs, if you press the LED button, there are 7 different colours you can go through. Plus, what I didn't mention is one of the settings is off, and the other setting is it will roll gently through all the colours at the same time. So you can either select a very specific colour or just have it graduating through all the colours all the time, as it were. So that's really nice. Programming is super easy, as I mentioned before. With these trigger buttons on the back, it just makes customization that little bit more for you to be able to fine tune your gaming for whatever particular game you're playing, which I think is really cool as well. When you consider, for the price of this, the fact that you do get that customization, I think it's really good value. And as I say, the build quality feels really good. I'll play with it for a bit longer and a longer while, but so far I'm really impressed. I think this is a great alternative controller to have, or if you need an extra controller as well, not just if your main controller, say you want to get an extra controller at the price, it's a really good price to have that extra controller. But for me, the fact that it's got these nice LED lights just really adds a nice sort of bit of quality or sort of style to your controller, and it looks really cool, especially with the slightly matte black and soft texture feel there. So overall, very good. In terms of the cons, when I use my headphones with it and I plug it in there, I can hear my own voice back in the headphones, and that's really annoying to me. And because of so, the microphone is always picking up sound, even when I'm not in a game chat or party chat. I don't get that on your standard Xbox controller, as I've said before. So it's a little bit annoying, and that might put you off. But that's the only thing. If they could fix that, I'd be a lot happier. So overall, very impressed with this. I think it's great value for what you can do and the fact you can customize it so much. So I really enjoyed having it. So there we go. The PowerA enhanced Spectra controller from PowerA. I hope you found that video useful. I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit that like if you did. Subscribe if you've not subscribed before. Hit that notification button. And make sure you stay tuned for when I have more tech reviews and lifestyle reviews coming up very, very soon. Thank you for watching.